Welcome to the latest episode of the B Movie Club. I'm your host, Kevin. This will be discussing the 2001 comedy classic, Not Another Teen Movie, starring a whole host of people. Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, he's in this. Randy Quaid, Mr. T, the list goes on and on. For those of you joining us for the first time, each week on the B Movie Club, we discuss certain guilty pleasures and forgotten classics from the past. You can go ahead and go to our page on Facebook, Original B Movie Club, and give us the big thumbs up. You can also go to our page on YouTube, Kevin D. That's Me, and subscribe. It's totally free. And you can follow me on Twitter at the B Movie Club. Don't forget to spread the word and tell all your friends and neighbors, won't you? This week, Not Another Teen Movie. In this movie, there's a lot of things going on here. You've got the uniquely rebellious girl who is from the wrong side of the tracks. She does a lot of painting. She wears a ponytail and she wears glasses. She's kind of angry at the world kind of thing. Meanwhile, the star quarterback, jock, most popular guy in school, gets dumped by his girlfriend, who runs off with a bizarre character with a video camera. The jock, he makes a bet with his buddies that he could basically start dating any girl in the school and turn her into the prom queen. I think you've heard some of these plot points before. They agree that it should be Janie, the uniquely rebellious girl, because she wears glasses and has a ponytail, rather than the hunchback, the hippie albino, or the conjoined twins. So, see the level of comedy we're working with here? There's other things going on. There's also Janie's little brother Mitch, who, in kind of an homage to American Pie, him and his freshman buddies are trying to get lucky with the girls. There's one specific girl, Amanda Becker, who's kind of the dream girl. So Jake, the popular boy, has to woo Janie, the rebellious girl, because she's so rebellious. You know, she's not interested in dating and things like that. She's in her own little world of anger. So he goes and Jake talks to his sister, who's the cruel girl, a la like Cruel Intentions, that sort of thing, to teach him how to woo. Even though he's a popular guy who's successful with the ladies, he still has to get advice on how to woo her to various degrees of success. This movie is very complicated. Okay, it's like War and Peace. There's a lot of subtle plot points kind of whirling around and tying together. This movie came out in 2001, and it's an homage to basically every teen movie from the 80s and beyond. You've got references to Pretty in Pink, The Breakfast Club, She's All That, Can't Hardly Wait, 10 Things I Hate About You, Varsity Blues, the list goes on and on. American Beauty, American Pie. They crammed as much stuff as they could in this movie. Originally it was going to be called Teen Movie, kind of cashing in on the Scary Movie franchises, where it's like, you know, why come up with a clever title? We'll just tell you exactly what this is. As the movie grew more profane and scatological, it became not a teen movie. Eventually they settled on Not Another Teen Movie. In Russia, it's actually called Not a Children's Movie, which is true as well. This movie, in my opinion, has moments where it's really funny. If you catch all the references from all the other movies, it can be hilarious. Now, at times, it definitely goes down the road of being kind of crude. It's kind of is being generous there. It's excessively crude, and disgusting at times. There's a lot of, let's say, poo humor, if you will, to an excessive degree. Roger Ebert, when he saw this movie, he gave it 2 out of 4 stars. But he said that there were times where he really, really laughed. And I tend to agree with this assessment. When it's funny, it's really funny. When it's gross, you're kind of, why am I watching this? So you have to walk that minefield. Like I said, Jake is played by Chris Evans, who is now Captain America in all the Captain America movies. This was actually his first movie that he was in. Randy Quaid plays Janie's drunken, out-of-work father, a la Harry Dean Stanton in Pretty in Pink. Mr. T plays the wise old janitor who comes in, talks to Jake when Jake is supposed to come into the football game. But see, Jake is traumatized because last season, when a Lucas-type character, if you remember that movie, he wanted to play football. He's like 98 pounds. He runs out there. And Jake throws him the ball even though everyone else told him not to. Lucas catches it for the game-winning touchdown, but unfortunately he's tackled and horribly injured. So now Jake is very concerned. So the wise old janitor comes and talks to him, and, you know, good times. Molly Ringwald makes a surprise appearance in this movie. Evidently the original ending, the executives and focus groups didn't really like the original endings. They brought in Molly Ringwald to kind of tie it all in. She plays the kindly flight attendant, I guess, at the end of the movie. When Janie's flying off to Europe by herself, before she gets on the plane, Jake shows up. Spoiler alert. Molly Ringwald appears and helps them realize the error of their ways, I guess. Something like that. So if you're a child of the 80s, like I am, you'll appreciate seeing a lot of these references in there. They actually talk about how there's a musical moment when they're all getting ready to go to the prom, and Janie is knitting her own dress. I always thought that was the most unintentionally hilarious moment of Pretty in Pink, is when Molly Ringwald has 2 perfectly fine dresses, and because she's kind of creative and artistic and strange, she cuts up those dresses and makes some hideous, bizarre avant-garde thing that she wears instead. Anyway, this movie makes references to that, and I was tickled by it. Other people in this cast, Jamie Presley, you've seen her in a million things she was in, like My Name is Earl. Who else? If you've seen Varsity Blues, you'll notice the connections. The guy who plays Billy Bob in Varsity Blues also played Reggie Ray in this movie, basically the exact same character. No change. So, as I said, it has a lot of these references. If you appreciate the references, you'll appreciate the movie. But you have to be okay with a lot of the scatological humor. There are actually a lot of hidden Easter eggs. They attend John Hughes High. The football stadium is called Harry Dean Stadium. Hey. And the dining hall is called the Anthony Michael Dining Hall. Hey, nothing but comedy. The director of this movie actually went on to also produce Zoolander the same year, and has since gone on to direct like 1 million of those celebrity roasts that have appeared. So he's gone on to bigger and better things, I guess you could say. This movie currently has a 28% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. It is definitely kind of a hit or miss kind of thing going on here. Like I said, a lot of people felt it was a big miss. I enjoyed it. It is so crude that you don't want to sit down and watch with your family, per se. Maybe a few drinking buddies. I don't know. Maybe they'd appreciate it. So rush out and see it. It is still streaming instantly on Netflix. Let me know what you thought. Send your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, questions, and comments. Maybe I'll talk about it on the show. Next week, we're moving away from the comedy genre for a while to the horror genre. The campy 80s classic Night of the Creeps, starring some people you might recognize, I guess is the best way to put it. It has alien slugs that turn people into zombies. You can't go wrong with that. Next week, I'll be meeting up with homies to watch the show together, so I may have some interviews with people, their instant reactions to things, so look forward to that. As you know, I end every episode with a totally out of context quote, and here it is. Dude, you can't start a slow clap anytime you want and expect everyone to join in. There it is. This movie is actually surprisingly quotable. As I said, so baby's got a little back. Hunchback, that is. Anyway, just my honest and humble opinion. Not for everybody, but if you can appreciate it, then this is the one for you. That's not helpful. Go ahead and go to our page on Facebook and hit the thumbs up. Go to our page on YouTube and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at the B Movie Club. Thank you for joining us, and be well.